Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro. And today's video is about the Mars. Lots of destruction, lots of things happened in last 2 months, I can say. And now the Mars is giving a short-term relief to all the ascendants from 21st January onward. But how and when it will again give you problem in different terms. Let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada, and we will ask him. Akashji, Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Ram Ram. Good morning, good evening, good night. However, what time you are watching the video or so, Rohiji, Mars is retrograde, right? And it is in Cancer. It is debilitated, but it is going to Gemini. Now, it is not as simple as it looks because the relationship between Mars and Mercury is not that great. There is there is no there is no rivalry, but there is some kind of problem which happened during a time which they are still carrying forward, like how we keep grudges in our heart, right? Same way. Before learning about the short-term relief that everyone is getting from 21st of January 2025 till 24th of February, Mars will be retrograde, and 24th of February, Mars becomes direct. And after that, 4th of April, it will again enter into debilitation into Cancer in direct motion. So, lot of drama is still happening. Now, this Mars effect, if you see all over the world, Mars is the planet that rules any heavy machinery, anything that has to do with iron, anything heavy machineries. And if you have seen in the past few days, there have been a lot of problems related to flights and plane crashes and troubles, and a lot of people are losing their life. On terms of Mars is a very, very hot planet.
Akashji, because you have mentioned this thing here, I want to interrupt you. Up to the time Mars was in Cancer and debilitated, this was, I think, up to 10th of December, if I'm not wrong. uh, Things are going wrong, but in very calm and cool way. But when this debilitated Mars become retrograde, and
Retrograde
some
problem start.
astrologers, yes, some astrologers of this mind that when debilitated planet go retrograde, it gives the results of exalted planet. I don't know, but when it get debilitated and retrograde also, you say how many flight crashes happened, and the biggest thing happened is the Los Angeles fire. So is
That's what
this
I'm
retrograde
talking about.
Mars doing everything?
Yeah. So it is all Mars. So retrograde Mars, we have to be very careful. Retrograde Mars is not what you say, not bad, especially in different sign. Like in Gemini, it's not going to be that bad. But in Cancer, yes, it is bad. It is exactly in war situation, and especially in the water sign, getting retrograde is a very crazy thing here. Now, what is happening, Rohitji, here? We have to understand that when Mars enters into the house of Gemini, that is not going to be that simple that how we think that it is going to be. Here, the tale of Krodhasura. Krodhasur was born from the fragment of anger of Lord Shiva during a moment of deep meditation. When Lord Shiva was in meditation, something happened, and then Krodhasur was born. Krodhasur, the name was given because he was always angry, just like Mars. Okay. Shiva, in a state of tapasya, was momentarily disrupted by the chaotic energies of the universe. A spark of his suppressed fury took form of Krodhasur. So that means Krodhasur is no one else but just Lord Shiva himself. Uh, a mighty being with fiery temperament and indomitable will. Blessed by Shiva's in adversity, through his origin, Krodhasur gained tremendous strength. Over time, he performed severe penance and earned the boon from Lord Surya. Again, fire god, Surya, becoming immune to physical attacks by weapons forced from earth, fire, or metal. Completely, Surya Dev gave him the power that okay, nothing that has been will be forged on earth, either fire, metal, anything, nothing will happen to you. Emboldened with his power, he began terrorizing the heavens, disrupting yagnas and defeating celestial warriors. His rage grew unchecked, spreading chaos across the realms. So it was going crazy. Now here came Indra. Indra, the king of gods, first attempted to confront Krodhasura with his army of devas. Armed with his Vajra, the thunderbolt, Indra launched a direct assault, but to no avail. Krodhasur wounds made him impervious to Indra's weapon, and the demon's fiery aura burned through the ranks of the celestial soldiers. So no one could defeat him at all. Like no big to big of Indra, the god of the king of heaven, could not even do anything. Defeated and desperate, Indra called a council of gods to devise a new plan, that okay, we need to now go to do a strategy, because this is Lord Shiva himself. We cannot defeat him. And it's not very simple to defeat this kind of a asura. So we need strategy. We need, you know, power. Then comes the role of Mars and Mercury. They started to propose their kind of, ideas. Other planets also did, but here Mars and Mercury will give you a very, very important, the rivalry where it started, it will show you. Mars, the commander of the divine forces, declared, we must meet force with force. Krodhasu's rage must be extinguished with the might of arms. Let me lead the army and confront him directly. This is honor in battle, and even if it cost us dearly, we might fight. So he was very much ready to even, sacrifice himself, and said that whatever lives go, we don't matter, but we will do hand in hand. Mercury, known for intellect and cunning, countered, Mars, your valor is commendable, but it is unwise to challenge a being immune to weapons. From no weapon can, make him, fall in front of us. Instead, let us outsmart him. I can devise a plan to neutralize his power without shedding blood. The gods were divided. Indra leaned towards Mars because Indra is a fierce, fiery god. He wanted Mars, and he believed Mars. And Mars is a very learned kind of planet. Mercury is a very young planet, and a young prince no one follows. While some different gods supported Mercury also, that no, this is he's saying right, that if he cannot be defeated by any kind of weapons, why the hell we are going with the weapons to kill him? Mars, leading a celestial army, charged into the battle against Krodhasura. The clash was fierce, while Mars displaying his warrior skills. However, as the battle progressed, it became clear that the demon's immunity to physical weapons rendered Mars' efforts it was not there, it was futile. Despite his relentless courage, Mars was forced to retreat, vowing to return with great strength. He said, no, man, this we will defeat him with the next war. But Mercury, on the other hand, Buddha, his clever plan. While Mars prepared for another confrontation, Mercury quietly approached Lord Shiva, seeking guidance, because he knew that, okay, this is the origin is from Lord Shiva. With humility, he meditated and prayed to Lord Shiva, understanding that the demon could only be subdued by dissolving the root of his anger. You have to go to the root. And here Shiva revealed that Krodhasu's power stemmed from his uncontrollable rage, which had to be pacified rather than confronted. Mercury, using his wit, devised a a very simple plan. Mercury created an illusionary realm using his mastery of Maya illusion. In the realm, Krodhasur was shown visions of his past anger and the destruction it has caused. So, he Mercury started playing with the mind, and it made a very, what you say. See, these this is the power of planets. They rule different parts of our life, and here Mercury ruled the mind. So it started giving that flash, that memory is Mercury. That's what happened. And Mercury appeared in illusion as a calm sage, as someone, who is coming here to do some kind of good deeds for this person. And engaging Krodhasur into philosophical discussion, he cleverly redirected the demon's rage inward, convincing him to channel it into meditation rather than destruction. And with in if you this is a small story, because if I read the big one, it says that he infused the Krodhasur only with fear, that now you have done something bad. Now Lord Shiva is not going to leave you. Now Lord Shiva is going to do this. I know I am a saint. So he said, just give me a vision, that where do I do? First, he said that you surrender, don't fight with gods. And secondly, he said, rather than destruction, use your fire to go into meditation so you can leave the form of a demon and become a god. That's what your destiny is. And Krodhasur began meditating. With the illusion, his fiery aura diminished and his physical form dissolved into the cosmic energies from which he has emerged. So it came from the thought of Lord Shiva. One Mercury went into the thought of this person, it reversed, and again it went into the thought in the universe. So it was completely destroyed, even without touching this kind of a person. Now, if you see the aftermath, the gods celebrated the defeat of Krodhasura, but the event left lasting rift between Mars and Mercury. See, Mars' perspective was Mars saw Mercury's approach as dishonorable. He believed that the warrior code of valor had been undermined by trickery, and the lack of direct battle tarnished the victory. So he said that this is trick. If you did not do force by force, you used your brain and you subdued the energy. Well, Mercury said that views Mars as rigid and impractical, clinging to outdated ideals into the world that demanded adaptability and intellect. So in an overall sense, that is another learning which we hear. Mars is a planet that is outdated, that is old school. Okay, so it will not do anything new. It will not try to do anything new. Mercury, on the other hand, is very innovative and very, very current. So anything that is current is Mercury. Remember this. Something that is changed, something that is changing always is Mercury. Something that is old school, something that is very rigid and orthodox is Mars. And Mercury is a non-orthodox, unorthodox planet. So that's what this story also tells us and gives insight more about the planets. Now, this story teaches that courage and intellect are both essential in life, Rohitji. While Mars represents the power of action and bravery, Mercury symbolizes the power of thought and adaptability. The balance of these forces is necessary to overcome challenges, whether they stem from external threats or internal conflicts. So, strategy will never ever work without force. Okay, but only force is not required. Force and strategy are required, and that is what we have to learn for all the 12 ascendants. Now, this is the time to use your force with strategy. It's not like to only use force when Mars is out of debilitation and in Gemini. This means apna brain, you have to use your mind and you have to, manipulate things so that you do not cause only harm or do not get defeated. Rohit, you want to say something about this?
Yes, because the relation you told between Mars and Mercury is very interesting. I was listening one person who was analyzing very good this thing. He say because you know why Mars is not comfortable with Mercury, because Mars is a commander and Mercury is a prince, and being a prince he want to do everything, you know. Mercury can do anything, and being a commander Mars keep eye on him that he should not be in problem, he should not do anything wrong, but prince is uncomfortable. So Mars don't think Mercury is my enemy, but Mercury thinks yes, he is my
Mars is
enemy.
my enemy.
Until
Yeah.
till the time he will remain with me, I am in problem, I can't do my own. So this is very
Exactly.
beautiful relation between the two.
But Rohit, if you see this story and understand the dynamics here, the the story is there. No? There are millions. I think some not documented, but what documented in all our Upanishads and Puranas are like millions of stories. But the thing is that it gives the image of the planet. This one liner image that Mars is an orthodox planet, it will go that same way only, that okay, I will use force only, I will not use my brain. But Mercury is an unorthodox planet. It will say, let's use the force of the brain, not the force of the arms. That's what these planets are. So this is how we get to know the nature of these planets in much detail, and this is what is
Yes,
happening when we will learn.
you bring
Yeah.
about the story you bring about this Krodhasur. I don't know how these stories are still not come to the picture, to the light, and why people not, you know, tell this. But this story is very beautiful, and I think being with this astrology, this Sanatan, you are also teaching people. This is very good.
Thank you, Rohitji. And this is what we are going to do in 15th of March 2025 onwards, where Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course will start. Today also a lot of people enrolled. So weekend, I think mostly people enroll. So make sure that you are aligned to this, and then we can enroll and we can move forward with learning astrology. Now, quickly, we will go over the 12 houses and 12 signs, ascendants, and understand that where Mars is coming and what is expected there. For Aries ascendant people, Mars is ruler of the first and the eighth house. That means ascendant lord as well as the eighth house lord. And here, the third house is where Mars will enter in retrograde motion. It's a very important thing. So Mars gets retrograde almost every year. Huh? Every year, every 1.5 year, it is getting retrograde. It is getting retrograde and also debilitated. But this time, Saturn transiting, eclipse happening on that terms, Mars is also getting retrograde. Then again, fourth after the eclipse, Mars will come to the fourth house here and become debilitated again. So it's going to be like a very very much crazy things. So the positive impact is here that retrograde Mars helps you to refine your communication skills and approach through collaboration. So courage is important. This is the third house of courage, but courage with strategy is what you need to make sure that you express during this time, because courage is expressed thoughtfully, leading to success in negotiations and creative projects. It is a very great time to also connect with siblings, because Mars is also the brother, the sibling energy, and initiate learning based endeavors. Sometimes, if you are having some problem, even the younger siblings here can give you like right guidance about how to go about it. Now, third house is also the house of short distance journey. in short distance journey, rather than, or if you're going for some meetings or some negotiations, or third house is also contracts. So don't use your power, use the strategy of growth, that okay, this is not about power, this is where we will be growing together in a very nicer way. So that's what the approach should be there, even in the workplace. Look at Mars. Mars is aspecting the Now, Rohiji, Mars is aspecting the sixth house, that is the workplace. Mars is aspecting the eighth house. Sorry, Mars is aspecting the ninth house, that is your long distance or travel or destiny. And Mars is also putting an exalted aspect with the eighth aspect on the 10th house. So you have to do a lot of research now before telling or before moving forward in your career. And that will come through not only force of Mars, but strategy of Mercury. Mars and it is going in Gemini, and Gemini is a very brainy sign. It is completely communication. Now, this communication are two ways. I will give you one very good example here. I was working in an organization where our boss was actually Mars from inside, but Mercury from outside. So he used to start with, "Hello, G, how are you doing? Very nice. Okay, so you know what? This is the tone exactly he used. Oh, everyone good at home? Yes, yes, sir. Oh, so you know what? I have been noticing that you are not doing this right. In case if you feel that you don't want to continue, tell me. I can throw you away right now. We can just delete you from our system. There are many people who are waiting for finding this job. But if you want to continue and you have some idea, strategy, please come to me. Let's discuss. Let's have growth together." He was talking so nicely, but exactly Mars inside. And then later he used to say, when this is done, he said, "Oh, otherwise, how's the family? Are you planning any travels, anything?" Then suddenly you are like, "I can't even ask for leave now. I can't even do this because this person is completely given me that, okay, I will throw you out." So be in that state. Like, try to be Mars inside, but strategically very, very positive outside. It does not mean you become ruthless or bad to other people, but make sure that other people don't take advantage of you also. This is what is required for Mars transiting into Gemini for Aries ascendant people, Roichi. All the best, guys. And 15th of March, we are doing the Astrology for Beginners course where we learn about astrology, we learn about nakshatras, we learn about so many different things. It's going to be very beautiful for all the people. Have a great, beautiful time and see you here in the course. For Taurus ascendant people, this is the second house. Mars actually rules here the 7th and the 12th house. Okay. When we see that Mars is kind of a not a very positive planet for Taurus ascendant people because it is a Maraka. And now, seventh house Lord sitting exactly eighth from itself in retrograde motion is a, like, little bit of careful we have to be, especially in the area related to speech, speaking, wealth, family values. Now, here, Taurus native will benefit from refining their financial strategies and improving family dynamics. And that, how will it come? By being quiet, by being very not don't, I would suggest during this time, it is not that how you invest, it is when you invest. I would suggest that for the next 2 months, at least till May of 2025, there should be no investments that should be made. Let Jupiter come here and then investment should be made. So for next 2 years, investment should be avoided, especially if you're going through Mars Mahadasha Antardasha, then to 100% avoid it. Now, here, retrograde Mars will help you visit all old conflicts through thoughtful communication. I told you, right? Then when Mars will be sitting in Mercury's sign and retrograde, that means Mars is also learning. It will learn from the mistakes that is done in the past. And in the beginning, I have told a story about it. You go and listen to it. This is the time that more strategy will be or should be used to resolve old conflicts, and very, very nice strategy should be used, that okay, whatever happened in the past, this is the plan for future growth should be happen. You may find very much new ways for enhancing your savings, investments, but only start doing research about it. Don't invest it right now. The reason being, the speculative gain area, the fourth aspect of Mars is going on the fifth house of speculative gain. The fourth aspect of Mars is not that great. So here, speculative gain wise, we don't want to do anything right or wrong. So just be very careful. Secondly, Mars is also looking at the eighth house here. Eighth house is sudden events, and that is the seventh aspect of Mars. Again, making partnership or getting into partnership or investing money in shared resources can create challenges. And the eighth aspect of Mars is exalted aspect. So the more research you do before doing taking any action, your bhagya, that means your destiny, will be more supporting you. Rather than taking impulsive decision, make sure that you take time, do research, and then make a decision here. In talking, in family life, in wealth, in investments, in any kind of, war, about internal war, also about your self-respect with other people. This is where you have to be careful during the time when Mars enters into Gemini. 15th of March is when we will be doing astrology for beginners, and this time we'll be doing the 8-week course where we'll do everything related to seven planets, so seven planets, two outer planets, your introduction and everything. So those who have joined, very good. Those who are thinking about joining, $15 per class, very very simple kind of money. So let's hope for the best. In fact, what I am planning is that I know many people will cannot devote that exact time, right? So what we are doing, we are going to be recording the course, put it on the website so that you can take the course, buy the course very cheap, and then I will, every time then the course you buy, then there will be one session with you one on one for half an hour, or you know 40 minutes, like less than an hour, in an hour, and we can discuss all the points that you want to ask about the course, about the thing. So that is the new good strategy, Rohitji. So let people do at their pace, and when they are done, we can do one-on-one appointment, and I can tell you exactly what is happening, what did you learn, what did you not understand, what is the area related to that. So it's going to be very awesome, Rohitji. Let's hope for the best. No one does this, but I think I will start it. Gemini ascendant people. Mars is transiting into Gemini here, and Mars rules both the sixth and the 11th house for you. That means Mars is a planet that rules health as well as gains for you, workplace as well as desires for you. So it's a very important. Now it is going into the first house in retrograde motion in the house of Gemini. Little bit of relief for people who were going lot crazy in terms of finances, money, burning. No worries at all now. Now this is a period of self reflection, when you will see that you can blend this time with the power of Mars. That means in every approach, the power of Mars and the intellect of Mercury will work together here. And this time, it will encourage a very balanced approach to health, self expression, leadership, fostering personal growth, to set up your goals, to see your social circles, that how you're supposed to behave there. So there will be force, but with strategy. That is what is exactly the word, force with strategy, that will come for all the people here for Gemini Ascendant. Now, Mars is a planet that rules the real estate of the world, that rules the land of the world, that rules the heat in the world, and everything. You see that Mars was in Cancer, and so many problems happening, LA fire, and also so many plane crashes and whatnot. Now, this time when Mars enters into Gemini, little bit of relief we are seeing till 3rd of April, because Mars will again enter into Cancer in direct motion on 3rd of April. Then again, chaos can happen. That time, eclipse energy also will be heavy. So it's going to be a little bit challenging year for the world, not personally for you. Personally, it depends on your chart. If you're going through Mars Dasha, and I am going through Mars Dasha, just imagine what I'm going through. I was, before the call started, I was telling Rohitji, my hand is paining. I'm not feeling well. I just don't want to work. No motivation. This is what is happening. But still, you have to fight with yourself somehow. That no, man, everyone in my house is partying. They've gone out. I'm just working here. So just imagine that you have to fight it out during this time when Mars is in this position. Overall, in this time, Mars is aspecting your fourth house. That is the house that is related to your vehicles, real estate. Again, the house of Mercury. That is where it is aspecting, sitting in the house of Mercury, aspecting the house of Mercury. Make sure that in these decisions, try to use a lot of strategy and research possible. Otherwise, you will cause some trouble or losses for you. Seventh aspect of Mars, be very, very okay with your spouse. Rather than showing heat and power and fight, use some strategy to get, balance between you guys. And Mars is looking at the eighth house. Inheritance wise, great time for you. Money wise, great time for you. There is also possibility of some good research, those who are in medical research and all, to achieve something very great, because lot of extreme hard work, and then it will be a moment of eureka. So something very beautiful is coming also. All the best. And 15th of March, we are doing Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course. And here from introduction to astrology till the 27 nakshatras, we'll be learning everything in depth. It's going to be amazing. So, all the best. Cancer ascendant people. Now, here, this is the sign where Mars debilitates in the Lagna, but it is the Yoga Karka planet also. That means it is the planet of a Tikron and a Kendra. That means the 5th and the 10th house. That is a very, very benefic planet, but it is, this is the dynamics between Mars and Moon that it becomes debilitated in this chart. And now it is going to the 12th house. And going to the 12th house is not very good news all the time. Okay, this house actually, if you see Mars, it rules 5th and 10th, that is creativity and career, and going to the 12th house is not that great, and especially for things related to do with spirituality, isolation, hidden talents, even job, even speculative gains, because 12th house is the house of losses. No one can deny this, right? If planet goes to the 12th house, problem aega, like some kind of problem will be there. Now, here, this is a time of repair in a simple way. Retrograde is equal to repair. Both RE, repair, retrograde. This is a time to repair and revisit on all the creative projects that you're working on, either with your children, either yourself, either in the workplace, either in office, either with your loved ones. Every relationship dynamic should be repaired with strategy. Number one. On the other hand, those people who have been avoiding any spiritual practices, even spiritual practice like sitting down 2 minutes calmly to breathe or to meditate or manifest some things, this is the time that you should begin that kind of spiritual practices, because that is the only retreat. Otherwise, you dance and you cry and you do whatever you want at Mars Save Me or do Hanuman Chalisa, whatever it is. Unless and until you have control over your own personality, even the external gods will not help you. Retrograde Mars will also inspire you to let go of past limitations and channelize energy into behind the scene works. That means those people who are power hungry in workplace, that okay, I am power hungry, I want to show that I have done this. This time will encourage you that okay, leave all that. Let me just do my work very nicely. At least safeguard my work. Otherwise, show off can cause layoff. This is what can happen here. Unfortunately, Cancer ascendant people can expect layoffs during this time, can expect some kind of problem related to career also, because the 10th house Lord is retrograde in the 12th house of losses. Some kind of problem can be coming here. So remedies of Mars should be done proper, depending on your personal chart also. If you're going through Mars Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, Sukshma Dasha, Prana Dasha, whichever Dasha you're going through, and wherever Mars is sitting in your house and whatever it is aspecting, if there is resonating with this current drishti, that means the aspects or the placement, then there can be problems. Cancer ascendant people, I this is real life my story, that's why I'm telling you. Cancer ascendant people can have problem related to shoulder because of the fourth aspect of Mars on the third house. Very, very less motivation to take any action. Is looking at the sixth house. Health wise, we have to be very careful, because the seventh aspect of Mars on the sixth house can create or may require you to get support, additional support, either from your loved one, your spouse, your friends, and whatnot, for help. And looking at the seventh house with the eighth aspects can create some disturbances or sudden ups and downs in your family dynamics, and especially related to spouse. So not a very good placement. Very much strategy is required. No force is required here. That is what the whole idea of getting benefic results during this transit means. Okay. Here is 15th March 2025, and we'll be doing Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course. So join it. Once you join, we'll be talking more about these kind of events. Everyone asked me, sir, you made that video. Akash, you made this video. What does this mean? That means. So absolutely, we will be discussing lots and lots when we are doing the courses. All the best. Now for Leo ascendant people, for us, Mars will rule the fourth and the ninth house. That means for Sun and Moon, both the luminaries, Mars is an extremely important planet. And here, Mars is the planet that is Bhagya Karaka. Anything to do with Sukha Karaka, anything to do with happiness, anything to do with destiny is Mars for Leo ascendant people. Mars Mahadasha is the most important Mahadasha to set benchmarks during your lifetime. In fact, Mars Antardasha also, Rohiji, is required to get into making a benchmark, like something that achievements, or maybe start something, fuel something so that it grows all your life. Mars Dasha is very important. If you're going through Mars Dasha and Antardasha, this is a very critical time to take action, or not to take action and use strategy. Now, this house represents gains, social networks, aspirations, and anything to do with some extrovert behavior also. That means going into group settings, doing volunteer works. Extremely extrovert position is the position of the 11th house. Mars is an extrovert planet. It wants to show power, it wants to show its position. Now, retrograde Mars will encourage to reassess long term goals. That this means that, okay, your goals, you were using force and everything, but there was no strategy here. Strategy is not there. There is no manifestation of good things here. This is the time that to use strategy for achieving your goals, because Mars, and here Mars is a planet that is, fifth house. If it sits in the ascendant also, here also, like, it is very, very powerful. And because it is a ninth house lord, fourth house lord sitting in the 11th house, coming in contact with influential people who have more authority than you is possible during this time. And use that power rather than showing your attitude to them that, okay, I am someone. Use their power, tell them, strategically, how can we partner together, how can we make things happen for us. So rather than showing your power, use their power, and maybe surrender in front of them and try to use their power, try to make a strategic alliance. That is what is required. It's a very important also time to mend relationship in social circles and bring clarity to financial gains or investment. So on the other hand, rather than only connecting someone professionally, connect with them personally also during this time. Try to, like, the social networks, this, that, try to be active and interactive, so that they also feel that, okay, this person is interested to make a long term relationship with me. And this will help you also financial, lot of financial gains. Ninth house lord in the 11th house, destiny is working for financial gains, but not with force, with strategy. Fourth house lord in the 11th house, again, you will gain from real estate. That is also happening. So here, again, through social circle. So now what is happening? Mars is aspecting also. So the fourth aspect, Mars is on the second house. I would suggest this is a good time to sell your real estate, not to buy any real estate. Number one is that. Secondly, Mars is aspecting the with the seventh aspect, it is aspecting the fifth house. Be patient with children, be patient with your loved ones. Also, not an extremely important time to invest lot of money in speculative gains, because I told you it is not a time to invest, it is a time to gain. If there is any investment done in the past, it's a time to gain, not to put fresh investment. And because Mars is looking at the sixth house with the exalted aspect, in the workplace, major discipline, and getting angry and this, that should not be there. And mostly, a lot of research has to be done in workplace to make sure that you progress here. So this is the time for Leo ascendant people. It can be said as a moment of test for you, where your yoga karka, your benefit, your powerful planet is telling you to now calm down and not use power, use only strategy. That is strategy of Mercury, to gain positivity, to gain good things, to gain social alliance, to gain wealth, everything in life. Okay. 15 March 2025, you can gain knowledge also from Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course. Here, the recording is available for all the classes and it is on Zoom. There is another strategy that we are doing, that what we were thinking. See, because Mars is in strategy house, right? I'm Leo ascendant. I was discussing with Rohitji that many people complain that, sir, sometime we have work and this and that. At our pace, we want to complete the classes. So I told that, okay, what we'll do, I will be making very professional recording of all the classes with presentation and everything. Even I will I was thinking that Rohitji also can come in and we can do together, so that this completely course is there always, and then people can watch it on their time. And then later, we'll do a session one-on-one with that person to understand if he has any, or that person has any kind of doubts related to the class, and we can one-on-one solve that issue. So that's a great strategy, I feel, the way to go about it. So, and this time I'm doing the course, and next time onwards, live courses will go, and live only chat will be there between me and me and Rohitji and the person who is in the front of the course. Okay, all the best. And the way it is going to be way cheaper for this strategy. All the best. Virgo ascendant people. Now here, when we look at Mars, it is the third and the eighth house lord. and it is retrograde in the 10th house. And 10th house is what? Career. 10th house is profession. 10th house is occupation. 10th house is exactly what your karma is allowing you to do. Now, in this time, the use of force, use of power, use of hierarchy will not work. In fact, it will work negative for you. But use of strategy, use of, very professional as well as very empathetic strategies will help you, and will help you to what you say to justify your leadership approach, that okay, yes, this person is a leader and he used strategy rather than creating problems. He used strategy. If by chance you're in powerful position, Virgo ascendant people, and there is any chance that any layoff and thing is happening in your company and you're in a powerful position to do and stop that layoff, you should be helping other people very very much. And you should use or give your company some strategy that let's not do this. In fact, if there is any other way that we can just maybe reduce the salary, maybe reduce the working hours, maybe reduce the what you say what you say we don't want to just throw out everyone right now. We just want to reduce maybe their income little bit so that they're not affected 100% and they can look for another job. So such kind of strategy, I know I may sound stupid sometimes, but anything that is good for other people, even if it sounds stupid, is good only. That kind of thing is what you can do here. Strategize some kind of thing in the work area also. If things are not working rightly, if creativity wise things are not working nicely because of Mars in the 11th house, in socially you were being a victim of always being bullying, stuff like that in your workplace and stuff. So here you will see a major relief. This retrograde Mars in Gemini can add creativity and innovation to work, enabling you to resolve workplace challenges and advance in your career. So, you know, don't underestimate this Mars. This is the time not to use force. This is the time to use strategy. Don't use force, use your brain. And especially in the work area, this has to be very, very important. What happens sometimes because of Mars aspect Rohit, see, it is aspecting the fourth aspect on the ascendant, and fourth aspect is kind of said that not a very good aspect of Mars, is debilitated aspect. So what happens here is that some people show very unnecessary courage, or unnecessary is like there's something, there is no situation, but they will create a situation so that they can get destroyed because it is aspecting the seventh house, fourth house with the seventh aspect. Because of some conflict with partnership, they can problem in their inner peace and happiness can come. The good thing here is that because Mars is aspecting the fifth house with a proper exalted eighth house aspect, so a lot of research will be done. Lot of things, sudden things from children also you can gain, from your loved ones also you can gain, from speculative gains also you can gain. So those people who are in financial transactions, it's a very good time for your life, like those who are in stock share market. But those who are in other business like real estate, other business like engineering, other business like IT, work like IT, there you have to be very careful about not using aggression but using you know very very calm nature and strategy. Okay, this is the problem, my boss has given me an ultimatum, this is the problem, now this is my strategy. My boss has given me ultimatum, I will call the CEO and I will show this boss that what the hell he thinks about this stupidity. So don't go in that approach, go in the approach of okay, let me make a strategy and pacify this person right now. That's what you should be doing. Exactly, go in the beginning and listen to the story of Mars and Mercury, it will give you clear idea. 15th of March also. We'll be doing astrology for beginners, the 8-week course here from introduction to astrology till 9 planets, your nakshatras, your D1, every chart learning. There was a question that Samantha raised today that someone is asking, after this course, will I be able to see charts? I have very, very much students who did not even know what houses mean, and now they are seeing my chart. Just imagine. That's how powerful. Self learning also is important, but yes, I will be teaching everything throughout. So, all the best. Libra ascendant people. So Mars is transiting into Gemini here. And if you see, Gemini is the ninth house, but Mars here actually rules the second and the seventh house. That means it's an extremely Maraka planet. It is not a good planet. So it has taken revenge from Venus also. Venus gave its in the sign of, sorry, in the sign of Aries. Aries, he gave Venus both the places, the second and the seventh house. So Libra said that I will also give you both the places, second and the seventh house. Don't worry. What goes around comes around. This ninth house is relates to higher learning, travel, and dharma, righteousness, guru, teacher. behavior related to, your righteous activities towards anyone's, or anyone who is seeking sympathy, to give them sympathy, is also from seen from the ninth house. Positive impact. The more positive impact here is that retrograde Mars will motivate you to reflect on the belief system, especially on the rigid belief system that people will have. Fanatic approach will change. There is a possibility that, a wider approach towards religion, towards acceptability of different other faith also may come during this time, because it is how the energy of Mars is. When it goes inward, it will try to analyze things in a very nicer way, that okay, why do I say wrong to other people, rather than be neutral? That is what you can say. Their religion is, or their belief system is not wrong. Rather be neutral. I don't follow it, so does not mean that I will fight about it. Some people start fighting. No, no, no. Your religion is stupid. My religion is the best. Your religion is this. My religion is the best. So some people like do like this. So this is what happens when Mars is here. Now, here it's an excellent time to revisit unfinished academic work, or re-establishing connecting with mentors, spiritual guides, gurus. Come back into their life, go back into their life, try to understand that where do you lack, what strategy do you need to move forward. You moved with force but did not succeed. Now you move with strategy and you will succeed with force. That's what it will happen. Like, force, like awesome things will happen to you, but thoda careful. Now, another thing here is ninth house is very long distance journey as well. That such people who were waiting, or always getting rejections and stuff like that. Here, some powerful proceeding related to you getting approvals will also come for foreign travel, visa approvals. Mars aspecting the fourth aspect on the 12th house means travel to foreign countries, settlement in foreign countries, buying of property in foreign countries. Mars aspect seventh aspect on the third house means short distance travel also will increase now, and that too because of business partnerships, some contracts is these works. And because Mars is also aspecting the fourth house with the eighth aspect, buying of a property is seen for Libra ascendant people. I would suggest till Mars is completely direct, enters into, after May, you will be able, you should be, uh like right now start looking, there is no problem, but after May, buy it. Not right now, you should not do it, otherwise there will be problem, brother and sisters and friends and everyone. There can be problem here because Mars eighth aspect, unless until you do proper research, it will bring sudden ups and downs in your finances, or you will say, oh my god, what have we done, have we taken the right decision? Because remember, Mars is Maraka here, so it can create losses also for you. Second house, losses in buying of fixed assets, fixed property, buying a vehicle. Suddenly you buy it and say, oh my god, why have we done this? We wanted to buy a house, now we will not qualify for the house. Such kind of things can happen, so careful. 15 March, we are doing Astrology for Beginners course. I'm repeating every time. So now everything is on the screen. There is a link below. You click on it and ask Samantha and enroll so that you will get enrolled. Otherwise, you will say that, oh, I wanted to join, but now there is no spots left. So ASAP. Scorpio, Mars own sign and the Lagna Lord going to the eighth house in retrograde motion, making Vipreet Rajyog as well. And here it is also the ascendant Lord and the sixth house Lord. So it is very powerful planet. Huh? Mars only has the power to become or defeat its enemy for its own. See now, Mars is the owner of the ascendant and given sixth house to itself, saying that okay, don't worry about enemies. I am very powerful. I will take care of it myself only. I don't need anyone else. That is the egoistic approach of Mars as well. Eighth house will signify a lot of transformative things, shared resources, mysteries, occult, anything to do with research, medical research, anything to do with long-term illness getting solved and stuff like that. Now, here the positive impacts is mostly that you can dive deep into self-improvement and resolve lingering issues related to debt, taxes, partnerships. These are very good things to do. Secondly, there is also possibility that long-term illness will not come. It will go away. Long-term illness will get some kind of solution here, which will help you. Very good time for inheritance, or talking about inheritance, or reinitiate any inheritance talks with any kind of people, any kind of friends, family. Mars may encourage little bit of introspection here. This is going to be more good because right now what we need is introspection, not extrovert behavior, because we want to achieve things very nicely with strategy. We don't want to achieve anything with force. Revisiting, your past, related to self improvement also means getting away from addictions. Any people who are addicting addictions like drugs, smoking, drinking, this is a time that you may be able to leave it also. So you have to build a strategy around leaving this forcefully. Okay, no, today I'm not no, that is not how it works. You have to make a strategy around this, that how I want to place my strategy to get some good results here. Overall, Mars will be aspecting the 11th house here, second house, and the third house. So, communication wise, great time, travel wise, great time. But in the social circle, make sure that you are very silent and don't try to be over sympathetic towards people because it can backfire. Investments, okay for you, but partnership investment should be avoided, and buying of any real estate should be avoided. Working on disputed real estate is okay, but buying new thing is not advised. Okay. Here, 15th of March 2025, we are doing Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course as well. So, those who want to enroll for this also, you are welcome, and we will learn astrology together. I am also learning. You will also learn. All the best. Sagittarius ascendant people, Mars is transiting into the seventh house in Gemini in retrograde motion. This Mars, which was in debilitated sign in the eighth house for you, must have created lot of ups and downs, especially related to career also, and social circle also, wealth also. Wealth, it must have increased, but sometimes wealth also comes through negative things in life, so it's not so great. Like, because eighth house is a house of inheritance, so inheritance only comes after suddenly someone's longevity is compromised. Mostly that is how 90% inheritance comes that way only. Very few people give inheritance when they are in, like, oh, like I will not give my daughter inheritance right now, right? It will be after I pass away. I will make a will and stuff like that. So not a very good placement of Mars in the eighth house. But anyways, it has come to the seventh house in retrograde motion. It here in the chart, it rules the fifth and the 11th house, fifth and the 12th house for you, which is related to creativity, startups, anything to do with powerful, love, romance, and also education and children also. And 12th house, foreign travel, losses, any kind of expenses that are coming related to children and stuff like that is seen from the 12th house. Now, Sagittarius, you can see and revisit and improve your approach towards relationship, and especially Mars is marital energy also, and also martial energy. So there is both the aggressive nature and the marital life is all ruled by Mars only. Venus and Jupiter are the significators of marriage for men and women, but Mars is the operation manager, that how will it go now. This is why that is why we check Mangal, placement of Mars in any birth chart, to see that if there is any kind of problem here in marriage, anything, if their Mars energy is matching or there is no energy matching. This is what is very required for marriages. And now here, any relationship that is business and personal has to be taken into consideration and rework, not with force. Don't try to force your wife, no, 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 do this, or don't try to force your husband, do this. In fact, use a strategy that, let's do this in this way. This will help us both. So, some kind of strategy is required. Mars in this retrograde motion in the house of communicator will enhance the ability to communicate effectively with partners, fostering mutual understanding and cooperation in personal and professional alliances. So it is more about repair, okay, in your areas related to relationship. Not only here, the fourth aspect of Mars is on the 10th house. Repair or making strategic alliances in your workplace also is very good. Mars is aspecting the ascendant. That means you also have to become calm down here and maybe work on yourself. Try to understand that how I need to calm more, becoming more calmer, so that strategy is used and not force, or strategy is used with force. And Mars is also aspecting the second house, that is the house related to wealth. Now, this is an exalted aspect of Saturn, of Mars. Again, I'm telling you that wealth should come in the nicer way, not in the bad way. Because of the eighth aspect of Mars, wealth here can come through family inheritance also. So some people may be getting inheritance. On the other hand, those people who are thinking of investing in property and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do it without any stress at all. So that is also very great, because the do some research before doing it, and don't be impulsive in spending, but do proper research. I would suggest that do research now. And if you're thinking of buying anything in May, when Mars is in good position, goes to Leo sign, that is when you should buy it, not before that. Let Mars take good degree in Leo, then you should buy. The fifth house lord, fifth from, it's a lot of speculative gains. in May onwards. So this time strategy, make strategy, do research, find out what is what good, what are pros and cons, and move forward that way. And 15th of March is when we will do astrology for beginners course. So sign up for this, and the link is in the description. Click on it and you will be able to come and talk to Samantha, or even email acastrochannel@gmail.com. You will get all the information. Now, Rohitji's ascendant, Capricorn ascendant is here. Rohitji, Mars is going to the sixth house and in retrograde motion, and Mars rules the fourth and the 11th houses here. Now, this house, especially, is related to anything to do with service, anything to do with health, anything to do with enemies, debts, and also competition, Rohitji. Now, you will see that you have to get into a very disciplined routine. Over the past few weeks, or at least a month and a half, routine must have changed, or there might have been a lot of problems related to routine, and partnership also might not be working very good because of the debilitated placement of Mars in the seventh house. Now here you will see that routine, you will see that lot of things related to your health, work, you will start maintaining a routine. Okay, this time to this time this things, this time to that time that things. So rather than forcing yourself, no, no, I have to work to 20 hours, no, this is going to be that, okay, let's work 4 to 6 hours a day, but with proper strategy, that okay, let it be productive. That's how you will see many people who are seeking a job will see that job is also coming to them. So congratulations for all the people who are getting this, because Mars is putting the fourth aspect on the ninth house of destiny, and it's the 11th house lord sitting in the sixth house. So gains through workplace, gains in workplace is also going to be seen, because it is also looking at the 12th house. There can be also challenges, or good news that comes from foreign travel. So foreign travel can happen, work for work related things, foreign you can go. Some people may also feel health related problems. So the best strategy to do here when Mars is retrograde in the sixth house for anyone in the world, if that is your placement also, donate blood. You donate blood, you will start seeing powerful things happening to you. Donate blood is the most important thing that you will do. And here, strategies for overcoming obstacles, making it a productive time for improving efficiency and resolving disputes. This is the right exactly time. And also be very what is mindful about any kind of driving and stuff like this, because Mars is making a relationship with first, 12th and 6th house. This means accidents or some kind of sudden events can happen, which can lead you to isolated areas like hospitals and stuff like that, or maybe fight. Don't fight, I'm telling you, don't use power over your enemies, use strategy this time. If you fight, you're going to jail also. So very, very careful. It's a good time to relax, not use power and only use strategy. So strategy banao, make strategy, make a paper pen, write, okay, this is how I will tackle this situation, and you will get the answer. Try it and see. 15th of March, try this also, Astrology for Beginners, the 8-week course. It is $15 per course only. And here, per class, $15, and we do 8 weeks, 16 classes. And here, from remedies, from placement, from planets, learn in the most Vedic way. Learn from the references of the Vedas. Then you will be more accurate in your predictions. All the best. Aquarius ascendant. Mars is transiting into Gemini into the fifth house, and fifth house is the house that is related to creativity, children, romance, and it was in the sixth house related to service, related to anything to do with enemies. And you must have seen over this time, enemies and all must have increased for you guys. Lot of problem, politics problem, health problems must be happening. Now you will find a relief in that area, and because Mars is moving, and it rules. See, it's actually in this sign. Mars rules the third house, and Mars also rules the 10th house. So communication and career is all about Mars, and it is going into the house of creativity. Now it will inspire you to reflect on a lot of creative pursuits. Some people may also do startups, but impulsive behavior should not be happening. You should be making strategy around it. On the other hand, this is also the time that the relationship with children. It is again to go back, rather than using your force and always aggressive behavior towards children. Use some strategy that, okay, let me manipulate this person, my children, and get him into my life. Even with your loved ones, if you are being very extra possessive, this is the time to calm down and just take a chill out here, or maybe propose and take things into the next level, that is marriage. It's an ideal, very important time to, in fact, revisit old hobbies, because third house lord is in the fifth house. Third house is personal interest and hobbies. To revisit old hobbies and think that, okay, should I refine it? Should I do innovative projects regarding it? Or, you know, should I invest my time into my hobbies so that I can make it my profession as well, like how I did. I made my hobby, that is astrology. And sometimes it's not even hobby, your family teaches you from the very beginning, but personal interest was astrology always, and make it into a profession. That kind of status is coming, like someone, very good in IT, but also very good engineer, but also very good singer. So they would say, why not we start something on social media where we can explore and show our creativity, use that power, use that force, with proper strategy to explore more opportunities, is what is happening. The fourth aspect of Mars is on the eighth house. Speculative gains wise, we have to be careful, and strategy investment should be done. No crypto and trade should be done. No speculative gains, like putting a lot of investment or big money or big chunk into crypto, and should be done. Everything regulated should be done, and with proper strategy, or maybe taking an advice of an expert. It is looking at the 11th house in social circle also. We have to be careful not to use force there, use strategy to make advancement, trying to make more collaborations here with social circle, with people. And if your children are going to foreign country, or if you are traveling to foreign country because of your work, this will be one of the most pleasant and most what you say, receiving period that will be happening for you guys. So amazing time for all the Aquarius ascendant people. I'm very, very happy. Very, very powerful things are happening. So all the best to you. And 15th of March, another powerful thing, that is astrology for beginners. The 8-week course will start. So from introduction to astrology, 9 months, everything we will learn here, so that you know what is a chart, how to look at a chart, what are planets, what are energies, who are enemies, who are friends, what is nakshatra, what is nakshatra lord, what is nakshatra deity, and so many things. $15 per class is the price for this. All the best. Pisces ascendant. Mars is entering into Gemini into the fourth house, and this is also the placement, which will signify a lot of good things about you. Now look at Mars here, the second house lord. Look at Mars, the ninth house lord. That means this year Mars rules the wealth for you. Mars rules the destiny for you, and it is coming into the house of home. That means your house, emotions, inner peace, mother, social security, real estate, vehicles, everything. In this period, it is important to access everything with lot of patience and lot of strategy and lot of research. And the important thing, especially for inner peace and happiness, if we say, we say wife happy, life happy, husband happy, life happy. So if wife and if spouse happy, life happy. So make sure that your spouse and you, because of the fourth aspect of Mars, are not fighting here. Okay, in fact you're using your strategic approach towards each other, so that your energies can align, and there can be, like, what will fight become? You will get divorced, right? What after that? You will again find someone, there will be again difference of opinion, then you will find someone else, again difference of opinion. In this whole world, two people, male and female, cannot be happy together at all. Never ever, because no one can satisfy any other person's egoistic approach, or their life. There will be some differences between both of them, because we are all humans, we have different emotions, different planetary positions in our life. So it is all about surrendering and accepting. That is what Mars is telling you during this time, that rather than fighting, surrender and accept. Okay, this person is like this only, I cannot change him, better change myself. Divorce and separation is not the way. Divorce and separation for people who are getting physically abused, and that's important, then you should just throw this person out of your life, and even make their life hell. Because Lord Krishna says that being not doing dharma is also being adharmi. That means if you are participating in people who are creating trouble to your life, and you're encouraging them to do more and more, then you are in adharmi. That means you will get papa, you will also suffer. So it is better to stand up and take action if there is a problem. Now, in the fourth house, you will see that unresolved family matters. This will Unresolved family matters can be now solved completely, and with strategical and maybe surrender, or maybe very, very collective approach, that okay, let's do this, neither your neither mine's, let's come to this middle ground, can happen. On the other hand, you will see that it will later on, a very domestic, like very peaceful environment in the house can happen. It's a good time for reflecting on emotional well-being and improving communication within the family. Good time to do any communication or anything related to buying of real estate or selling of real estate, buying of vehicles, selling of vehicles, anything to do in the area related to your mother. You know, I would suggest whenever Mars is retrograde here in the house of, so plan some strategy with your mother, that mother, help me and tell me how will I grow in my life, what should I do, these are the areas where I'm having challenges. Your mother will give you the right answer about it. She will say, suddenly she will feel important also, that oh wow, you have given me the privilege to actually come into your life and give you some ideas here. So that's, do that kind of stuff. On the other hand, Mars is aspecting the seventh house, that is related to relationship. I told you, be very careful, strategic approach only, no powerful approach. Mars is aspecting the 10th house here also. Make strategic partners in your workplace. Rather than gossiping, sit together and see how do we able to achieve this quickly, so that we can become stars in the organization. And 11th house Mars aspecting the 11th house with the 8th aspect means some kind of gains, sudden gains is coming, like beautiful sudden gains is coming from some your social circle and whatnot. So overall, very very nice time for all the people. Not a, unless and until you will use only force and aggressiveness and impulsiveness, this is disaster period. If you use strategy and then put that force on that strategy, that okay, anyway I will follow this only, you will then succeed. And 15th of March 2025, we'll be doing Astrology for Beginners course. All the details are in the link below, and all the best. Thank you, Rohit ji. Thank you, everyone. All the best. Take care.
Thank you very much, Akashji, for these predictions as well. This is Super Sunday. People will just sit at home and enjoy this video and make, changes in their life according to your predictions. And thanks for the story you told in the beginning. Thank you very much for all these efforts and research work. Thank you, Akashji. Thank you very much. Thanks to all the family members, and they can have an appointment with Akashji. Phone number on the screen, link in the description box, and same phone number for classes also. Thank you very much. We'll see you
Thank
in
you,
next
Rohit ji.
video.
Till
Till
then,
then, Jai Shri
Jai Shri
Jai
Ram,
Hanuman.
Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.